I see you want to get the edge on Gimkit. Well, good, because I'm going to go over some of the answers and do a really fast review of what Bronx Masquerade was about so that you can totally get all of this right. So the very first thing that we want to look at is we had two main characters from the selection. The first one is Deandra Jordan. She starts out by talking about this kid named Raul, who is a little bit of a show-off with his art, but he is good. He's good at writing and he is good at art. He places his art where everybody can see it. Deandra talks a little bit about herself. Her father wants her to play basketball and be in the WNBA, but Deandra really wants to do art like Raul. So she's decided that she's going to do that. She also talks about how she's basically being picked on for being tall in school. Everyone thinks she should be good at basketball, but she's not. Here is Deandra's poem. She talks about being tall and liking art. The next person that talks is a very, very brief little moment where we hear from a kid named Tyrone, who talks about Deandra standing up and doing her poem. And then we get into our second main character called Devin Hope. Devin talks about his nickname Jump Shot and that basketball is his game, but he likes other things other than basketball. One of the things he really likes is to read. So he'll sneak into the library in order to read because he's a little embarrassed that other people are going to find out. While he's reading in the library, a girl comes over and shares a book with him, which is pretty cool because it's a poetry book that he likes. At the end, he also does his own poem called Bronx Masquerade, which is the name of our selection. And he talks about how he wakes up one morning and he realizes that he's tired of hiding who he really is. There's more to him than basketball. He's really a poet in tough guy disguise. And he says his real name, don't call me Jump Shot. My name is Surprise. So some of the things you need to know are who Deandra is, who Devin is. You need to know that sensory language is language that describes something having to do with your five senses, like smelling, seeing, tasting, touching, or hearing. You need to know that anything that's sensory language, it needs to be something about seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, or smelling. So if you're asked like, hey, which one is sensory language? It's the one about the five senses. You also need to know that a summary includes a beginning, middle, and end. It also needs to include the author's main message. BME, beginning, middle, end, and the author's main message. The summary from the Bronx Masquerade needs a beginning, middle, and end, and a conclusion. So Deandra Jordan describes a boy in her class, Raul, and talks about her love of art. Tyrone describes Deandra reading her poem. Devin talks about how he is misunderstood. He likes reading more than basketball. Everyone is just trying to be their true self. That would be the summary. Beginning, middle, end, and a little bit of a reflection. Which sentence best explains? Okay, so on this next one, remember how Devin really feels about reading? He's having to sneak around. Okay, almost done. Devin's sneaking because he doesn't want his teammates to know. You need to know about the word tirade. It comes from the sentence, he'll launch into a tirade on you in any minute. What? He'll snap. You think Puerto Ricans can't spell? Well, I don't know about you, but if you ever accuse anybody of them not their like culture or them not being able to spell, they are going to launch a tirade for sure. A tirade is an angry speech. When you go into you basically launch into, you're triggered and you got to get it all out there. So a tirade is angry speech. Remember that inferencing means to sort of read between the lines and figure out what things mean. When Deandra talks about the Jolly Green Giant jokes, it means that she's picked on in school for being tall. We already talked about that one. I'm looking at the questions. You guys can't see it, but I can. And I'm just making sure we got everything. What is the author's main message from the Bronx Masquerade? It's the idea that we should be who we truly are. So Deandra and Devin are both struggling with hiding it, but they are starting to come into the idea that they need to really show that and be who they really are. Okie dokie. I think that's it. Good luck on the Gimkit. Remember to use those power-ups, and I will have a prize for the tippy top winner. Good luck, guys. You can play it as many times as you'd like to. Bye for now.